morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice for radio, so today we're going to be having a little bit of a look at Victreebel. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a new Victreebel coming out, and this new Victreebel is rather exciting. Obviously, I got my translation from the lovely David Hochmann over at limitlesstcg.com/translations, and look, it's a stage 2, and stage 2s are awkward right now. Except actually we've got Alolan Ninetales, and stage 2s are more viable than they've been for rather a long time. It's got 140 HP, which for a stage 2 kinda sucks, when you realise that things like my boy Empoleon sitting there rocking 160. The retreat cost of 2 is actually really annoying. The weakness to fire makes it weak to Blacephalon, which might be the best Pokemon in the game, and Flareon that I am still convinced is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm not loving the basics so far. Being a grass Pokemon does mean you got access to healing like Life Forest Prism Star, and it does mean you're hitting weakness against stuff like Lycanroc, but it's not exactly the best type we've got at the moment, and frankly the attacks are going to have to be good to get me interested and keep me interested. The great news is, the attacks are good. So 1 grass energy, 10 damage, plus 60 more for each special condition on your opponent's active Pokemon. 1 special condition, 70 damage, 2 special conditions, 130, 3 special conditions, 190. And they're all incredibly relevant numbers, because let's say for argument's sake you're against something like a Vikavolt deck. Well, they tend to have one of the larger evolving basics, in that Grubbin has 70 HP, 1 special condition, it goes down. 130, you're looking at stuff like Granbull and White Kyurem, they're going down. 190, you're getting a whole bunch of GXs like Buzzwole. And then if you add a choice band, you're up to 220. And okay, 220 isn't terribly relevant, but 210 is exceptionally relevant because of Zoroark. So the numbers here you're hitting rather nicely indeed. What's really weird here is that we've seen this attack before. So, a slightly stronger version of the attack can be seen on Alolan Muck GX. Alolan Muck GX does 10 damage, plus 70 more for each special condition on the defending Pokemon. So that's doing 10 more plus special condition, they're 10 plus 70, you're 10 plus 60. Except they're for free energy on a GX, you're for 1 energy on a single prize Pokemon. But then you are a stage 2, they're a stage 1. I still think Victreebel is better than Alolan Muck, and the main reason is single energy. Single energy makes a huge difference. Only giving up 1 prize is nice, but the fact that you're doing this for a single energy is very, very, very relevant. And giving up 1 prize is quite nice. Being a stage 2, we talked about that, it's not ideal. And weirdly enough, Alolan Muck is not the only Pokemon we've seen lately that's got this attack. Might I introduce you to Alolan Grimer? Now, this is a new Alolan Grimer which is coming out, and for a double colourless energy, it does 20 damage plus 50 for each special condition. So, for 1 special condition, you're both doing 70. 2 special conditions, you're doing 130, they're doing 120. 3 special conditions, Victreebel's up 190, Alolan Grimer's down 170. So you're hitting the numbers better, but they're a basic which can be done for a single energy attachment, double colourless energy, but still single energy attachment, whereas you are a stage 2, but for a basic energy. So it's weird that we had Alolan Grimer and Alolan Muck, and now Victreebel's just like, hey, your evolution line does not have a monopoly on this kind of attack, in comes Victreebel. And I think of the 3, I like Victreebel's the best. It hits the numbers beautifully, it's for a single energy attachment, it only gives up 1 prize. And I know, right, you've got 140 HP, which is not huge, but anytime we got a single energy attachment, I do need to give a quick shout out to Max Potion, because we can go, oh, hang on a second, Max Potion's looking pretty gosh darn good. So actually here, yeah, this first attack's looking pretty nice. How do we get special conditions on? Same way we always have. We got Nihilego GX when you pop it on the bench. Poison, Confusion, quite nice. Don't forget, of course, that as much as I'm talking about the numbers here, special conditions will add to them. So Nihilego is going to give 2 special conditions, which is 130, but actually Poison puts it up to 140, and then with a choice band you're up 170, and down goes Tapu Lele. Not to mention if they try attacking with Confusion, ha ha ha. We've then got Salazzle here, whereby when you evolve up into it, Burn and Poison, which is at least 3 extra damage counters, so that 130 becomes 160, with a choice band you're up to 190. That sounds pretty good. That's a KO on a Buzzwole, so that's quite tasty. And that's of course after 1 turn. They could take more. And of course, if you're in Expanded, we've got Hypnotoxic Laser. So there's plenty of ways to get the special conditions on. It's a good attack for a single energy. But the second attack is probably even more interesting. 1 grass and a double colourless energy, 90 damage, who cares? Until the end of your next turn, the defending Pokemon has no ability. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is quite ridiculous. Now, the energy cost here is kind of awkward. We talked about this with Venomoth yesterday, because you've got to have the grass, and then you've really got to add a double colourless, at which point Enhanced Hammer and Faber are gonna kind of make a bit of a mockery of you. So that's not ideal. But actually here, you attach a grass, you attach a double colourless, you can live for a couple of turns of your opponent getting rid of your double colourless energy, and then just attaching enough the couple over the next couple of turns. It's not perfect, but it's not an insurmountable mountain here. It'll work. It'll be fine. Because actually, once we use this, it's phenomenal. Zoroark? Yeah, you basically just take away Zoroark's trade ability. Now, to be fair, if they've got 2 or 3 Zoroark out, they'll still have 1 or 2 trade. You only take it away from the active Zoroark, but that's 1 fewer trade they have, which might be the difference between them drawing and them not. But you can use this against something like a Vikavolt, and okay, you're getting a 2-hit KO on a Vikavolt, but you're getting a 2-hit KO while taking away Vikavolt's ability. That could be kind of good. Or maybe you're getting a 2-hit KO on a Naganadel while taking away their ability. And the thing to remember is, it is until the end of your next turn. So let's say, for argument's sake, you're against a Shuckle. You hit Shuckle with Victreebel, you're only doing 90 damage, Shuckle GX, it's not going down, you've not done enough damage yet. Okay. But Shuckle loses its ability until the end of your next turn, which means that next turn, you're able to attack Shuckle with a Pokemon that's got 1 energy attached, or 2 energy attached. It's not just taking the ability away on their turn, which is annoying for stuff like Zoroark and Vikavolt. But what you're doing here is taking away abilities which might help them on your turn, like Shuckle, for instance. You can use this to get rid of Glaceon's ability, to turn back on your abilities during your next turn, all of which adds up to really gosh darn good. I like the first attack, and you've got to muck about with special conditions, but special conditions themselves are annoying. And don't forget you've got stuff like Seviper, which does more damage if they are poisoned, or Infernape, which does more damage if they're burned. Okay, Infernape's really kind of janky and hard to use, but it's there, ladies and gentlemen. It's there. And the second attack here can turn off your opponent's abilities. Now, it's not quite as good as it might initially look. Turning off 1 Zoroark if they've got multiples a bit annoying. Turning off Vikavolt's kind of cool, but then again, there's plenty of attacks which can just KO Vikavolt, and then they don't have the ability ever again. But I'm still giving this between 3 and 4 Wassies. Both the attacks are good, both the attacks have potential, both the attacks are a little bit awkward and do have a downside, but I think this is the kind of Pokemon you need to play around with, and with Alolan Ninetales, it's never been more friendly for Stage 2s than it is right now. And maybe never's an exaggeration, but it's been a long time since the format is as friendly to Stage 2s as it is right now. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, this is a time where you tell me what you think about Victreebel. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, but please do remember the most important rule as always. Be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays for some more Wassy action. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.